Did you know that a mother's body can attack its own baby? Hello everyone, welcome to BioLessons, and in today's class we are going to master the concept of Erythroblastosis Foetalis and blood grouping logic, which is a high PYQ area, and we can at least expect 4 marks out of this topic. So this is the screenshot of NCERT textbook, and we will be specifically focusing on ABO grouping and RH grouping. Under that, we will be touching upon what is ABO blood group, what are the factors which contribute to the blood grouping type, and what should be the donor's blood group, that is blood group and the donor compatibility. Then we will see which is the universal donor and which is the universal acceptor. In RH grouping, we will see what is RH blood type, what is RH positive, what is RH negative, what is RH incompatibility, and then we will see a specific example of RH incompatibility, that is Erythroblastosis Foetalis. So let's dive into the topic now. Let us first start with the overview of blood grouping. So here the PYQ tag is what is the importance of blood grouping. Okay, so let's know more about it. The blood, if you see, it might appear similar in the different individuals, but it differs immunologically. What do I mean by that? That means that on the surface of the RBC that are present in the blood, in different individuals, if you see, there can be different antigens that can be present on the surface of RBC. And these antigens can give rise to different immunological response. That's why when we think about blood donation or blood transfusion, we have to take care of what are the antigens that are present on the RBC surface, or we have to take care of the blood grouping. Is that clear? So we answered this question, right? So these different blood group types that are present depend on the antigens that are present on the RBC surface and the antibodies that are present in the plasma. Okay. Now, if you see, there are two main types of blood group systems which are present. ABO blood group, in which there is either antigen A or antigen B or none present on the surface of RBC. Also in the plasma, if you see, there would be antibodies present in case of ABO system naturally. Second type of blood group system is RH type, in which there is another type of antigen, that is RH antigen, also called as D antigen, that is present on the surface of RBC. But naturally it does not have any antibody. Okay, so that is the basis of the blood grouping type. Okay, let us now do the first type of blood group, that is ABO blood group system. So here the PYQs generally come from what is the basis of ABO grouping, that is the concept behind what are the antigens present and antibodies present, typically from this table. So table based question. Also identification of blood group, that comes from the table. Okay, so let's now move to the topic. Any blood group, I told, it depends on two things. What are they? Antigens that are present on the RBC and antibodies present in the plasma. Clear? Now if it is ABO group, what are the antigens that can be present? A type and B type. And antibodies that can be present in the plasma are anti-A or anti-B. Okay. Now, clear with the first concept? Second concept is, to understand this table or to understand the blood types, you should remember whatever antigen is present on the RBC surface, corresponding antibody should be absent. Okay. Or opposite type of antibodies should be present. Why? Because otherwise the antibodies will attack its own RBC, right? Okay. So now let's look into blood group type A. So it should have antigen A on its RBC surface. So antibody A would be absent, okay? Or opposite type, that is anti-B, would be present in the plasma. Is that clear? Similarly, for blood group B, the antigens present on the RBC would be B type of antigens, and opposite type of antibody, that is anti-A, would be present in the plasma. Clear? Now, third type of blood group is AB type. Here, both the type of antigens would be present on the RBC surface. So, it will have no antibodies in the plasma. Why? Because corresponding antibodies should be absent. So both the type of antibodies should be absent in the plasma because it has both antigen A as well as B on the RBC surface. Clear? Let's look at the fourth type, that is O type. Okay. Here it will have no antigens on the RBC, and because it has no antigens on the RBC, it can have both the types of antibodies, that is anti-A as well as anti-B in its plasma. Is that clear? Now let us understand the donors group. Okay. Let's look at this figure here. If you see type A, I told it has antigen A on the RBC surface and anti-B type of antibody in the plasma, right? So it can accept the blood from persons which do not have antigen B on the RBC surface. Why? Because otherwise the antibodies anti-B present in the plasma will attack the antigen B present on the RBC surface. Is that clear? So, which blood types have antigen B on the RBC surface? Type B has antigen B. Type AB has both the antigens. So, it also has antigen B. Okay. If you see type O, it does not have any antigen on the RBC surface. Okay. So, a type A person can accept the blood from type A as well as type O. Is that clear? Similarly, a type B person can accept the blood from people who do not have antigen A on their surface. Why? Because a type B person has antigen B on the RBC surface and anti-A in the plasma. So this anti-A will react with the antigen A present on the RBC surface. So if you see, type A has antigen A on the RBC surface and type AB also has antigen A on the RBC surface. So a type B person can accept the blood from a B type as well as O type person. Why O type person? Again, O type person does not have any antigens on the RBC surface. Is that clear? Now let's look at AB type. Now AB type has both the antigens on RBC surface and it does not have any antibody. So no antibody means it will not react with any antigens present in the RBC. So it can accept blood from all the types A, B, AB as well as O. Okay. If you see type 4, that is O type of blood group, here it does not have any antigens on the surface, but it has both the type of antibodies. Okay, so it cannot accept the blood from people who have either antigen A or antigen B. So it cannot accept from type A because it has antigen A, B has antigen B, and antigen AB and type AB has both the antigens. So a O type person cannot accept the blood from A, B and AB. Okay, it can only accept the blood from O type of person. Okay, I hope this part is very clear for you. Okay, now you should remember here, because AB type does not have any antibodies in the plasma and can accept the blood from all the type of blood groups. That is why AB type is known as the universal acceptor, and O type does not have any antigens on its RBC surface. That's why it can donate the blood to all the blood groups. That's why it is known as the universal donor. Okay, so these points are very important. Also, you should remember AB has no antibodies and O type has no antigens. Okay, I hope this part is very clear for you. Let's look into the RH type of blood group now. The main PYQ areas in RH blood group are the presence of RH antigen, that is RH positive and RH negative, questions on that. And second, how is RH blood group different from ABO blood group? Okay. Third is relevance with respect to pregnancy, which we will be reading in detail. Okay. Coming back to the topic, this RH blood group is because of the presence of specific antigen, that is RH antigens, that are present on the surface of RBC. These are also known as the D type of antigens. Okay, these antigens are similar to that of antigens present in rhesus monkey. That's how it derives its name. Now, if these antigens are present in the person, it is known as RH positive. If the RH antigens are absent in the person, it is known as RH negative. That answers this question. Okay. Now, 80% of humans, if you see, are RH positive. Now, here, with respect to difference with that of ABO blood group. So, first, how is RH blood type different from ABO blood group? It is first with respect to the type of the antigen present, that is the RH antigen. Okay. Second is that naturally, if you see ABO blood group, they have the antibodies in them, but RH antibodies are not present in a person naturally. RH antibodies are not present in a person naturally. They are formed only if a person is exposed to RH antigens, okay, during blood transfusion. So these are the difference with respect to the ABO blood group. So if you see a RH positive person, okay, if it interacts with anti-RH antibodies, what will happen? Because the antibodies will recognize the antigens present in the RH blood, they will attack them and agglutination would be there. Okay. Now, if RH negative person, if you see, they do not have any antigens, just like the O type we saw. Okay. So the antibodies cannot now react with the RH negative blood because they lack the antigens and there will be no agglutination. This is a very important concept. Okay. Let's now see what is the relevance of RH blood group with respect to pregnancy. So this is a very high topic here, that is RH incompatibility. Here what happens, let's say an RH negative female, she marries RH positive male. Okay. Now, and the fetus which she conceived is RH positive. So what will happen? The RH negative mother does not have RH antigens. Okay. Right. And she is she has conceived one RH positive fetus which is having RH antigens on the RBC surface, right? Now during pregnancy there is no problem. Why? Because there is no mixing of the blood, because placenta acts as the barrier and separates the blood. Okay. But during delivery, if you see, okay, there is some sensitization, that is during delivery, the fetal RH positive blood enters the mother. And what happens when, like, RH antigens are exposed to Rh negative person, it will recognize it as foreign and antibodies will be created, right? So during delivery, when the fetal Rh positive cells they enter the mother makes anti-Rh antibodies. Okay, so what happens during second pregnancy, if the mother has conceived Rh positive fetus, then the antibodies that are present in the mother or anti-Rh antibodies will attack the fetus. Okay, and it will cause agglutination, and that will cause severe anemia, jaundice, and it can be fatal. Okay, so this condition is called as Erythroblastosis Foetalis. Okay, this is a very important concept. I hope you are clear with it. Let's know a little more points on it. So let's know a little more about it. Now, I told that Erythroblastosis Foetalis is a condition in which Rh negative mother carries Rh positive fetus. Okay, immediately when are the antibodies secreted? Very important. Antibodies are not secreted when the mother is carrying the baby during the first pregnancy. It is secreted after the first pregnancy during the delivery process. How? When the fetal blood mixes with the blood of the mother. Okay, now the mother's blood, it understands the antigens in the baby's blood, that is Rh antigen, as foreign and makes the antibody, that is anti-Rh antibody against it, and this causes agglutination causing severe anemia, jaundice and fatal, and this condition is known as Erythroblastosis Foetalis. So this we answered this question, right? Disease name and mechanism, which has come in 2016, 18 and 23. Now, are there any preventive measures? It has come in NEET 2017, 20 and 24. So, medical prevention is there. Immediately after the first delivery, the Rh negative mother has to be injected with the anti-Rh antibodies, which is called as Rhogam. So, what do these antibodies do? Whatever RBC from the fetus has come, which the body understands is foreign, so these Rh antibodies will destroy it so that subsequent pregnancies are safe. I hope you are clear with this part now. So I hope you enjoyed the session today and understood the diagrammatic explanation of ABO blood grouping as well as the Rh blood grouping type. And I would like you all to answer this question, that is, why is the first pregnancy safe in Rh incompatibility? Please answer in comments below. Let's see how many people understood the concepts. Okay, now if you like the video, please subscribe to my channel, hit the like button and the bell icon. Thank you everybody. Have a very good day.